Okay,
Yeah.
let's keep it going with the most hilarious story for my money of the week. This is from Hindustan
I love
Times.
this story. When I saw this story, I said, John is going to love this
This
story.
is
This is
insane. Okay, so 1,000 Indians, part of Amazon's generative AI driven Just Walk Out project in Fresh Stores, report what was billed as a self checkout system powered by cameras and sensors, giving the illusion of an automated system, turned out to be a little different. Okay. So Amazon's phasing out its Just Walk Out tech from all of its fresh grocery stores. Why? Because they were saying it was built as a self checkout system powered by cameras and sensors. So it seemed like it was automated. And Amazon came out and said, here's what we're doing. It's a combination of computer vision, object recognition, sensors, AI, all that good stuff. Turns out, though, not all of the stores had it. What was really going on was the system, it relied on more than 1,000 people in India watching and labeling videos to ensure accurate checkouts. The bottom line is that cashiers were simply moved off site. They were moved to India and they were watching from India and they watched as you shopped. No AI, no sensors about it. You're just being watched from Bhopal. What a
this
huge
is
lie Amazon tells on that.
well,
You
but
know,
this you keep running into this with AI. It's not economic, and
right,
it depends
right,
on thousands of people fixing the mess.
right.
And what the AI
I,
lovers will tell you is, oh, we're just working it out. We're working it out. We're working it out. But
yeah,
it's really funny because you now have these little Amazon Fresh places in airports, and I'll come through and I'll literally walk around to avoid them because they have the most creepy feeling. So I can't explain it, but it's just like, ooh, creepy. And I wouldn't surprise me if part of that creepy family, feeling came from the fact you got all these poor folks in India just watching us. It's really
it's creepy. Let's continue the theme of AI not being all it's cracked up to be with another story that seems vaguely familiar. AI could add 1 million tons to copper demand by 2030, says an industry expert there. Data centers. The data centers are needed for all this processing power for AI. The energy transition, which includes electric vehicles and renewable energy technologies, is expected to fuel a surge in copper consumption over the coming years as the world moves toward eliminating carbon emissions. So AI is just doing all this. And China, by the way, is the world's largest producer and consumer of copper. So AI, it's supposed to be this miracle thing, but it's adding all this copper. So we're reducing emissions on one hand, but we're increasing emissions on the other hand as we need to harvest, 1 million tons more or whatever of copper.
I told you I wrote a book review of Atlas of AI, which describes the extraordinary environmental damage of AI. And if you look at what you need for a control grid of what they're building,
Yeah.
the environmental expense is extraordinary because you're trying to replace markets which just work, magically with very little energy. You're trying to replace them with massive top-down intelligence and control that requires this huge infrastructure. It, it's
Right.
it's so wasteful, and the perfect example is Bitcoin requires more energy than Switzerland. There you
Right.
go.
Bitcoin is another example, and electric cars are supposed to be
Right.
fuel efficient. But you're hiding the dirt upstream. So all you're doing is you're transferring finite resources in a constant amount from one group to another group. That's it. That's your
Yeah.
technology. It's just a wealth transfer.
Well, it's a
Way to
wealth
go.
transfer that comes at extraordinary, it's so damaging economically and environmentally because the waste embedded in it, you need government and huge government subsidies to make it look like to make it go. And so you're talking about spending it's like when you read pharma food, you're talking about spending $17 to make a hamburger.
But you know what you get in all three cases? You get a lot more surveillance capability, a lot more
Right.
surveillance bandwidth with AI, with electric cars, and with Bitcoin. All three. You got a trifecta there.
What you get is you get to cancel all the legislatures and implement fiscal policy with a digital control mechanism and digital dollars.
Yeah.
So you get the central bankers to be able to control governance top to bottom from the monetary side. That's what you get.
Yeah,
And you
that
forget democracy, forget republics, forget all the political process, forget legislators, forget shared intelligence, forget markets. The central bankers can just dictate a top down.